This is part 5 of the video titled Watchtower Hypnosis Caught on Video. Now, originally, I wanted to cover all of JW broadcasting, the psychological brainwash videos on jw.org. But as I started off with Caleb and Sophia videos, I realized there was way too much to try to squeeze in one final episode. So I always say that this is going to be my last hypnosis video, but I don't think I can ever say that because there's just way too much brainwashing to uncover. So this week, I'm just going to cover the programming, hypnosis, and brainwashing in Caleb and Sophia videos. Now, I do know I have a lot of subscribers that have never been Jehovah's Witnesses. And for those who are not really familiar with Jehovah's Witness material, Caleb and Sophia are basically a cartoon to brainwash Jehovah's Witness children when they're young. So you can find the Caleb and Sophia videos in the children's section of jw.org. And if you look on this main page right here, look at the songs they have for children on the second row. I love to clean, right? So they're training them very, very young to be brainwashed servants, right? I love to clean. How fun for kids to love to clean as a children's song, or they're brainwashing them while they're young. So I'm going to cover 3 different Caleb and Sophia videos. And the last 2 are very disturbing. And the last 2 actually connect together. So the first one I'm going to cover, and you can find this video, is titled Make Jehovah Happy. So in this video, Make Jehovah Happy, the basic theme in this video, Make Jehovah Happy, is they used the account when Jesus was tempted by the devil in the wilderness for 40 days. Jesus tempted by Satan, aka Lucky Charms. So they used this account of Jesus, or the devil tempting Jesus, to put the lesson for children that Caleb should not play video games that may have, I would say, action, which they would say violence. It's demonic. But basically, this is a game that's apparently appealing to Caleb. And they used the account of Jesus being tempted in the wilderness to explain that children shouldn't play video games for fun. Basically, that's what they're getting at with Caleb. So as they're driving, as the Caleb and Sophia family are driving, Caleb sees this advertisement for one of these games that apparently he wants to play. And then, of course, that's the sad face that, see, they want to make Jehovah's Witness children think that these expressions of social awkwardness are normal, that he shouldn't want to play video games with kids his own age. So, he's disappointed because that's the temptation, that he wants to play video games with children his own age. And then Sophia's temptation, based on an account of Jesus in the wilderness, which makes absolutely no sense, but her temptation is focusing on getting good grades to graduate and go to college, right? That's what's being illustrated in the background, that she's graduating with like honors to have a successful life, right? That's apparently a temptation from the devil. Jehovah's Witnesses don't want you going to college. And why does Caleb and Sophia's father look like a psychopath? I'm not really sure about that. So now you see Sophia's face, so she sees it in the background, somebody graduating with honors, right? To live a successful life, going to college, but she should know better as a Jehovah's Witness that witnesses don't believe in education, right? Just do enough to graduate high school and then pioneer. So that's the look of her face, right? So this is what they want them to think, that these feelings are normal of social awkwardness and not wanting to do things that are fun to them. So, and I don't have time to play this whole video because there's a lot to cover, but only in Jehovah's Witness world can they take this one account of Jesus being tempted in the wilderness by Satan to make Caleb feel he shouldn't be playing video games, and Sophia shouldn't be concerned with graduating with honors, getting really good grades. So I just want to play a little bit of the temptations in action.
Hey, you got this one? Yeah, here.
So let me just explain this. So with Sophia's story, the temptation as far as her getting good grades has to do with she's stumped on a couple of answers, and the temptation is cheating. So this part is okay to teach a child that you don't want to cheat. That's not so bad. The main thing is in the beginning they were showing the graduation, and it's to subliminally don't worry about going to college and getting a real education. That's really subliminally what they're saying, but it's presented as that her temptation at this point is just cheating to get those good grades.
Hey, Sophia, you want the answer? That stinks, you lost. Hey, Caleb, you want to play? Come on, it's fun.
Well, you should know Jehovah's Witnesses kids don't believe in having fun, do they? Fun is pioneering.
Forget it. He's a loser. Let me play with it.
Are you gonna play or not? Caleb, you gonna play?
I just want to say, isn't this completely normal and innocent? Do these kids look like troublemakers besides the one that they had to try to make into a troublemaker? But this is normal. This is normal development in children. They should go to school and play with children their own age. But in Jehovah's Witness world, it's from Satan.
Hey, Sophia, you want the answer? And you too can have success.
Now, I'm not going to get into any conspiracy stuff, but you know how sometimes people freak out about the one-eye celebrities, and I'm not saying that I buy into that whole thing, but this could be a little hidden message. I don't know, the one eye right there, but maybe it's nothing. So the angels, or should I say those pretending to be angels, are waiting to see if Sophia and Caleb do the right thing.
That's okay. No thanks.
Now watch the reaction of the angels in heaven. Doesn't this seem a little bit exaggerated? And I don't know why the father kind of looks like a psychopath sometimes, but so that's the story, right? So the lesson for children, or let me say it like this, that if Jehovah's Witness children think that that's what's going on in heaven if they don't play video games with their classmates, the angels are jumping up around like that, that is definitely programming that would make children believe it's wrong to associate with other children their own age at school who aren't Jehovah's Witnesses, right? I mean, they're not going to want to play video games or do normal activities if that's what they think is really going on in heaven. But wasn't that kind of an exaggeration, what was going on in heaven? Now I want to play that again and just watch this very carefully. Let me know if you notice anything unusual about the way the angels look in heaven. So when I was watching this, to me, this looks more like hell. It doesn't really look like heaven. And I'm just giving my personal opinion, but I want to point out a couple of things. What it looks like to me is that these angels are in fire, and I almost feel like it's a subliminal message depicting hell. That is really the demons in hell that are excited that Caleb is not going to play video games with his schoolmates and that Sophia is not going to cheat on her tests, but ultimately that Sophia is not concerned with getting an education and going to college because she's going to pioneer when she's older. But is this depicting hell or heaven? Now, if I'm correct, remember that when something is subliminal, it's hidden. So it's not going to be outright, but the more that I look at this and pause it, I don't know, something doesn't look right to me. It looks more like this is some sort of satanic ritual. I mean, if you look at the top, if you can see my mouse up here, I mean, are they excited that Caleb is not playing video games with his schoolmates, or is it a satanic ritual that's going on? And even here, if you see all these so-called angels lined up in the way they got their arms up, it doesn't seem like it fits the script that they're just proud that Caleb is not going to play video games with his schoolmates, and that Sophia's not going to cheat on a test. It seemed like there's just something subliminal going on, and I'm just giving my opinion on this. I can't say for sure, but I'm going to point out a couple other weird things about this. Now, does this guy not look like he's worshiping the sun god? I mean, isn't that like the pose of sun worship? Like he's praising some deity? I mean, is that an appropriate reaction for Caleb not playing video games? And I want to make this clear. I don't have any problem with anybody that worships the sun or the moon, because I realize that there's a lot of different practices that typical Christians will just say everything is demonic. So I don't believe that if someone is trying to get power from the sun or moon that they're evil, but the point is Jehovah's Witnesses say that that type of stuff is evil. So why does that angel look like he's worshiping the sun god? But I'm going to play this in slow motion now and get a better look. Just let me know in the comments. Does this look like it's depicting hell subliminally, or is this typical the way that you would expect heaven to look? And I don't know if it's just me, but their eyes look black. I mean, if I died and I woke up in this place, I would be frightened. I wouldn't quite necessarily think that I'm in heaven. if this is what I woke up and seen. And then this angel right here, I don't know, looks like his face turned into a monster for a second. Some of this stuff maybe I'm seeing, but I don't get the vibe that this is heaven. And you see the way they all have their arms up like that. It just, I don't know. I feel they're worshiping the sun god or some deity or something. And then as this angel is ascending up, it looks like he's on fire. And I would think they would be ascending down because, right, they're in heaven. Like, don't angels ascend down to earth? But he's ascending up, like as if they're underground or something. But is it just me, or does he look like he's on fire? That angel that just ascending up. Now, when that angel was ascending up, or AKA demon, whatever it really is, what I can kind of see is like a mirage. Now, for those who aren't really familiar with that term, I'm just going to read what that is. It has to do with when something is really hot and it causes like a blurring effect. So this definition says they happen when light passes through two layers of air with different temperatures, the desert sun, heat, and sand, which in turn heats the air just above it. The hot air bends light rays and reflects the sky. When you see it from a distance, the different air masses colliding with each other act like a mirror. So usually this is when something is really hot. And I'm going to just play a little quick couple second video to show you what I mean by that. So you see this effect like in the desert areas, and that's just indicating extreme heat usually. I'm not a geologist, so I mean, I could have some of this stuff, might not be explaining it the best, but that's a basic idea. So look at as this angel is ascending up. I'm going to just play it back and forth. And it looks like there's that heat barrage as he's going up and down, indicating that it's really hot where they're at. And I don't know if I'm seeing things. Let me know if you see that. Just look at the angel himself and the air around him. And I don't know when I upload this video if that's going to be clear or not, but on my screen, it looks like a heat mirage. Like you can see the heat of wherever they're at. And that could just be subliminal to hell if they're sending some sort of subliminal message. And then you got this guy that looks like he's worshiping the sun. Like that, look at that pose. That's, if I'm not mistaken, that is like a pose of like worshiping the sun or the moon or some deity or something. And I know in yoga, which I don't think yoga is bad. I think a lot of Christian religions demonize yoga because they don't want people to define power without religion. So I'm not saying anything bad about that. I've actually practiced yoga. I know in yoga they have a pose like this, something similar to this, that just means like you're connecting to the universe. So there's different poses similar to this. It's not always worshiping a sun god, but all of those things Jehovah's Witnesses say are demonic. They say yoga's demonic, and they say worshiping the sun is demonic and the moon's demonic. So why does he look like he's praising Satan or worshiping a sun god over Caleb playing a video game or not playing a video game. And for those that don't know what I mean when I mention like sun worship, this is kind of like the typical pose when people worship the sun. Right. And again, as I mentioned, there's other poses in yoga and things like that that aren't necessarily about worship, but that's generally what it looks like. I mean, isn't that what he's doing? I don't want to, I can't prove that's what he's doing, but it looks more to me like he's worshiping something, not that he's just happy that Caleb is not playing video games with people his own age or Sophia's not cheating on a test. I don't know. It looks, to me, it looks like it's something subliminal. And if you notice those pictures on the bottom too, that's other, worshiping something besides the sun, the deity or something. But that pose is not appropriate to Jehovah's Witnesses. I mean, have you ever gone into Kingdom Hall and they were singing songs and they stood up like that? I've never seen Jehovah's Witnesses do that. That's usually connected with like sun worship. So I don't know. Why is that angel or demon or whatever, like, why is he in that pose? Now, when I mentioned before, I wonder if they're really depicting hell, is generally heaven is depicted as like bright white, blue, white clouds, blue, like clear, like what you see on the right. That's generally how heaven is depicted. And hell is usually depicted with fiery, orange, red clouds of fire, right? I mean, that's pretty standard. Sometimes heaven is depicted with a goldish look when the sun is coming through the clouds, but generally, and especially for something for kids, what you see on the right is the more standard depiction of heaven, right? And this is kind of a standard depiction of angels in heaven and demons or fallen angels in hell. As you see on the left, that's depicting an angel. You see the angel wings, you see the rays of light. That's pretty standard. Now on the right, you see fallen angels in hell. Do you notice they're on fire? Right? It's hot where they're at. You can see that. And this is just standard. This is not Jehovah's Witness pictures. These are just random standard pictures of people's depiction of heaven and hell. So I am biased when it comes to Jehovah's Witnesses. I admit that I am biased. Jehovah's Witnesses don't get the benefit of the doubt with me anymore. They've lost all credibility. So the fact that it looks like hell they're depicting, that's what I think it is. But I admit I am biased towards this. So as a test, and I want everybody who's watching this video to do this as a test, take a screenshot of this right here, right? And you can crop my face out of it, but take a screenshot of this. And to know that if I'm just being biased, take a screenshot of this and show it to somebody who's not a Jehovah's Witness and show them this picture and ask them, these two pictures on the top, do they seem to be more likely depicting what you see on the bottom left, which is heaven? Or do those two pictures on the top seem to be depicting more likely hell, which is the bottom two pictures? And ask them, those two pictures on the top, which ones do you think they look more like they're representing? The bottom picture on the left of heaven or the bottom two pictures on the right of hell? And don't even mention anything about Jehovah's Witnesses. Just say, hey, what does this look more like? And see what they say. And for an even deeper test, if I'm correct about this, and this is hell as a deeper test, show this to a Jehovah's Witness. Because a Jehovah's Witness is probably not going to even recognize this is from Caleb and Sophia, those top two pictures. So if you have a family member that's a Jehovah's Witness or a coworker that's a Jehovah's Witness, show them this screen right here, this screenshot, And even ask a Jehovah's Witness and don't say anything about it's from their own literature and just say, hey, these two pictures on the top, do you think that they're more depicting the picture on the bottom left of heaven, or do you think that they're more maybe depicting the pictures on the bottom right, which is hell? And if a Jehovah's Witness says, oh, it looks more like hell, then I think it's pretty clear that that is a subliminal message that they're sending, that they're really worshiping demons. And this shouldn't be a surprise, because this is why I say the Watchtower has lost all credibility with me, and I am biased because they have a history of this type of thing. I did a video on my page titled Hidden Image Reveals the Spirit Behind Watchtower. In an old Revelation book on page 52, they subliminally put a monster hand on one of Jesus' co-rulers, indicating that this is really Satan and the fallen angels, not really Jesus and the so-called 144,000 like they believe. So this is not something new to Watchtower, that they put these subliminal messages of hell in their literature. And when I posted that video, some people in the comments were saying that their crowns are kind of missing some of their crowns. Like they made it look like the light is covering over some of the crowns on their head, which makes them look like they have horns. And they do look like they have horns. I mean, it's their crowns that they're wearing, but the light is shining through, making it look like these people have horns. And when the guy has a monster hand, I mean, what more can you conclude? Then it looks like they got horns and he's got a monster hand. So this is not something new that Watchtower puts these messages in their literature. So the Revelation book was in 1988, and his Caleb and Sophia video was in 2018. So this is nothing new for Watchtower to do this type of stuff. They've always put these subliminal messages in their literature all the time. So unless somebody can give me a good reason why this angel is doing the pose of sun worship, I feel like it's a subliminal message that they're worshiping the fallen angels in hell. That's just, I don't know. That's what it looks like to me. Let me know in the comments if what you think about what I'm showing you. So now we're going to get to the bad stuff, right? So this is where it gets really disturbing. Very, very disturbing. So most XJWs heard of the Royal Australia Commission. And after that, the Watchtower put out a magazine, a Watchtower study magazine, basically lying on how they handle child abuse, basically, in a sense, like trying to gaslight everybody about it. But they also made this video, Protect Your Children. So Watchtower, in response to all that other stuff going on, they put this video out there to train children and apparently parents on how to protect children from sexual child abuse. So it may seem like a good thing, like, well, at least Watchtower put something out there, but this is very, very disturbing once I break this down. So I'm going to play a part of this, and this is their response to show the world that we do care about child abuse victims. And look, we put this video out there to train young ones to protect themselves. So pay close attention to how they're going to teach children and parents to protect themselves.
Children, Jehovah wants you to be happy and keep you safe. But some people want to do bad things to you. So Jehovah gave you a conscience. It's like an alarm system that helps you to know right from wrong. It will protect you from danger. So, Mom and I will help you test your alarm system. Ready? What if someone tells you something that makes you feel uncomfortable or scares you? What do?
I'm not sure, but that's weird.
So the first thing I want to say is that they're using a blob from outer space. Why are they not making this somewhat realistic? Because the blob from outer space is not ever going to show up to try to do something. But this is this is their response to protect children from CSA, right? They're training them with a blob from outer space that doesn't actually exist and is never going to show up.
Stop!
Very good. Tell them to stop it. And you tell mom and daddy. No matter what someone tells you, never keep a secret from us.
What if they ask you to do something that makes you feel uncomfortable?
I would say no.
You're right. You should say no and walk away.
What if they try to touch you where they shouldn't?
I wouldn't let them. I'd get out of there.
Good, Caleb. Even if it's an adult you know and trust, you should say no and run away. And you should yell, "Stop doing that! I'm gonna tell on you!"
Stop doing that! I'm gonna tell on you!
So then by holding up their hand, the blob from outer space turns into dust. Now, there were some good things in there because, in order for them to pretend that they really do care about CSA issues, they got to put some real information in there. So there's some good things in there, such as even if it's somebody you know and trust and don't keep any secrets from their parents. So at least there's some good sentences, let me say, in this. But why would they use some blob looking thing that's obviously not going to turn to dust? Like, that's not the way a child is going to get approached by a child predator. So they're preparing them for something that's never going to happen, an unrealistic and ineffective situation. And I'm not saying this to be rude, but because Jehovah's Witness, like if you've seen part 3 of the hypnosis video, I showed how they dumbed them down with that convention reminder videos teaching about cartoons. So the parents are dumbed down as well. So parents might think, oh, wow, look, the organization really cares about child predators. Like, this is ineffective. Parents may think that, oh, this is good. The blob's never going to show up. This is a completely ineffective way. A real child predator is not going to approach in this manner. And, like you could teach children what cartoons is a fun way of learning. Cartoons is a fun way for children to learn. But when it comes to something like child abuse, sexual child abuse, there's no fun way to teach children that. You have to be serious if you really want to protect them. This is not the time. You can't use a blue blob from outer space to teach them something like this. Now, I want to just give an example of what I'm saying. So when I was younger, there was this movie called, I think My Name is Steven, and it was based on a true story. There was this boy named Steven Stainer who was kidnapped by a child predator, and he basically ended up escaping. But this was a real story, and they made a TV movie out of it. So my mom had me and my brother watch this movie as a way to educating us for like child predators and things like that. And I don't want to confuse anybody by the cover. What you see on the cover, that's not the child predator. So the teenage boy you see on the cover, he's the one that was kidnapped when he was younger. And when he becomes a teenager, the person that kidnapped him then kidnaps this other little kid. So then he ends up escaping with the other kid to save both of them, and ends up escaping. So that's what the cover is showing. And when I looked this up, it looks like they made a TV show out of it. I wouldn't trust the TV show, but the original movie, I think it was a Lifetime movie. It gave a good depiction of like how this really happened. And my mom, who she's not a psychiatrist, she doesn't have any training and like sexual child abuse or anything like that, but she had enough common sense as a parent just to know that showing me and my brother something realistic is effective, right? So let me just play a clip from this movie to show you how much more effective it is to teach children what something that is realistic on how something's actually going to happen.
Hey, where are you going?
Home?
Yeah, take one of these. I'm from a church, and I'm looking for donations. You think maybe your mama would want to contribute a little something?
I don't know.
Where do you live?
Down that way about 3 blocks.
You think maybe we could talk to your mama?
I guess so.
This is Reverend Parnell. Can you show us where your house is?
Hop in, son.
The preacher here, he'll drive you home.
So this, you can see, was realistic. It's not a cartoon. It's not a blob from outer space. So when my parents had, or mainly my mom, when she had me and my brother watch this, we learned not to get in a car with strangers, and we could see how it may happen, that they could try to say something like, this guy said he's from a church, and he said, oh, can we talk to your parents? Oh, where do you, like, so this was effective training. And it's not about a fun way to teach us. There's no fun way to teach children something like this. It has to be taken seriously. So my mom, who has no training in psychology or anything like that, had enough common sense to know that to use a realistic example to protect us. So the Watchtower organization that claims that they're from God, they figured that they're going to teach children with a blob from outer space, not even a human, and just hold up your hand, stop, and he's going to turn into dust. Well, that situation never going to happen. So is the Watchtower that, are they that stupid that they really think that this is an effective way to protect children? Or did they purposely put out something that would be ineffective because they really don't care about CSA stuff? In fact, they promote it, which is what I'm going to show a little bit later. So this to me seems to be them pretending that they care, but they did it in such an unrealistic way that it's ineffective, because a blue blob is never going to show up. It would be more effective to show them something like my mom showed me and my brother when we were younger, something realistic. This is completely ineffective. Now, in connection with this, the next video I'm going to show, this is where it gets disturbing, is that you're going to see that they're grooming child predators subliminally in Caleb and Sophia videos. So while they're putting out this fake blob from outer space to pretend that they care, right under the nose of Jehovah's Witness parents, they're promoting this stuff. And I'm going to show you something indisputed where it can't be denied. So this is the video that has the CSA stuff planted in Caleb and Sophia. It's called Who Should Be My Friend? Now, the story behind this, because I don't have time to play the whole thing, is that Sophia's friends in school want her to join the science club. And Sophia's smart, so they want her to join a science club. There's nothing demonic, nothing at all. They just want her to join an after-school club. This is normal for someone Sophia's age to have these school activities with children her own age. Now, keep that in mind when I'm saying her own age, because that's going to be significant on how you see the CSA stuff planted in this video. So I'm going to just play this little clip.
Hey, Sophia, come with us. So, anyway, all the kids had badges and prizes and stuff. And it sounded like a lot of fun. And it seems like they really need my help.
I see.
Oh, you see what's wrong with the car?
No, I wish. No, I see why you want to be in the club.
You do?
Of course. We all want to have friends and do fun things. Please, would you mind moving the light over here? Right there. Thank you.
I just wish I had some kid friends.
Notice what she said. That's very important. She says she wished she just had some kid friends. So she's saying she wants kid friends. Now, the parents don't want her having friends at school because they're worldly, right? They're not Jehovah's Witnesses. That's the problem. But their kids her own age. And she said herself she just wishes she had some kid friends.
Jehovah wants you and me to have friends. But the question you need to ask yourself is, who should be my friend?
So I'm going to skip ahead, and they use this account of Martha being friends with Jesus, and just see how they twist things. So they somehow they get out of Martha being friends with Jesus that it's wrong for Sophia to join a science club to have normal after school activities like normal children with children her own age. But just see how crazy this is, the way they just cherry pick anything in the Bible and just say it applies when it doesn't apply. So this is what they use, or this is the story that Sophia's father uses to convince Sophia that she shouldn't be friends with these people in school.
They seemed like Martha's friends, but they hated Jesus.
How do you think Martha dealt with her unbelieving friends?
Jesus is the Christ, the resurrection and the life. He is the Son of God, and He is my friend. Talia, you've been kind to me in the past, but you don't believe Jesus' teachings. We cannot be friends.
Martha stuck with Jesus and his friends. They helped her become Jehovah's friend.
So what that translates to in Jehovah's Witness brainwashing and programming is that don't be friends with anyone that's not a Jehovah's Witness. Basically, that's how they're brainwashing. That's how they're twisting it. So Sophia can't even join a science club and have normal just after school activities simply because her friends are not Jehovah's Witnesses. But that's the story that they use. That's how they twist it. So this is where it gets into the CSA stuff. Now, when I first play this through, you're not going to see it because the Watchtower, over 100 years of putting subliminal messages in all their literature, they now gotten to the point where they're better at it, right? They don't have to have a book recall anymore because they hide the stuff very well. So you're probably not going to see it, but then I'm going to break it down undisputedly, and you're going to see that they're purposely putting CSA stuff and making it a ground easy for child predators to attack children. And I'm going to show you this undisputedly. So notice what she prays to Jehovah.
Jehovah, please help me find a good friend. Someone who loves you. At least you are my friend.
Sophia! Lydia is here.
Our talk. You like turtles?
I love turtles.
Really? I've got something I want to show you.
He is so cute. You know, Sophia, I think we're going to be friends. Yep, definitely friends.
So I'm assuming that most of you watching this may have not really caught this so much. Clearly, okay, this woman is older, right? But here's the thing. So I'm going to break this down because it's very, very subliminal. There's a lot of stuff that was just shown in that one clip. So as a test, well, let me give you the backstory. So basically, this woman has a part in a theocratic ministry school of Jehovah's Witnesses. So for those that don't understand those terms, that she has, like, you could say, a homework assignment with Sophia at the Kingdom Hall. That's where the connection was made. So that's why she's at her house. But obviously, it's a new friend, right? So this person is now her friend. Now, the first thing to notice about this is it's going to seem pretty innocent. So I'm going to have you do a test. Change the gender. If this was Caleb and a grown man wants to come over and play with turtles with Caleb and wants to be Caleb's friend, a grown man, your alarm bells would go off immediately, right? Because of the gender thing. See, usually it seems to be reported of grown men that are the ones sexually abusing children. So a woman abuser is less common, and women also are more friendly, and you can say flirtatious by nature. So it's easier to hide by using two women or using a girl and a woman as opposed to if it was Caleb. Because if it was a Caleb and a grown man wants to come play with turtles, it's going to be more a problem. Like, why does this grown man want to come be Caleb's friend? You see, the gender is the first way they're hiding it. And let me just say that one of the few people that I know in the Jehovah's Witness religion that was molested, that I know personally, they were molested by a woman. So there are women predators in this organization. It's not as common or it's not as reported, but they do exist. But because most of us have it in our mind that it has to be a man, it's harder to see what's going on. So that's the first test. You know that if this was Caleb and a grown man, you already know that it would be a problem. So now I'm going to really break this down to show you how they're subliminally putting this in here to make it easier for child predators, where the children are going to be more vulnerable because of this message that they're putting out. So the first part is, remember when Sophia said, I just wish I had some kid friends. Now keep in mind, this is the lesson. The name of this video was how to choose good friends. I forget what the name of it is now. But I showed the name in the beginning, but it was something about how to make good friends or something like that. So that's the theme of this lesson. So Sophia is saying in her own words, I want kid friends. And she wanted to be friends with the people in her class that were her own age, but they're not Jehovah's Witnesses, right? So she wants kid friends. And then notice what she does in this scene. She now prays to the God of the universe. Jehovah's Witnesses believe that the God Jehovah created the whole entire universe and everything in it. So she wants kid friends, friends her own age. She's now praying to Jehovah, who can do anything, right? Jehovah can move a family to move to Sophia's congregation, so she's got people her own age. Or she can meet somebody at a district convention or something like that. Jehovah can do anything. So if the lesson is how do you find good friends, and she's saying, I want some kid friends, then if she prays to the God of the universe and say, hey, I want a friend, and God can do anything, Why would God give her a grown-up? Somebody 3 times her age. And to me, she looks older than Sophia's mom. If you look at Sophia's mom, I would say Sophia's mom looks younger than this other woman. Maybe it's the hairdo, like the other woman has more of a hairstyle that's maybe more of an older woman. So what lesson are they saying? Sophia said she wanted kid friends. Why is an adult here 3 times her age? Why would they? Jehovah can do anything. So that's another serious problem. They're purposely subliminally putting it in a child's mind to be friends with people older. That's what they're doing. Don't be friends with kids your own age in school. Oh no, that's bad. That's from the devil. Be friends with an older person. Because I don't want to keep repeating myself, but it's so obvious that all they had to do was have her have a talk assignment with somebody her own age. Why is this the lesson that this grown woman is now the friend that Sophia was looking for? Now, then the next part is that you can see that this woman has the parents' trust, right? That's key when it comes to child abuse. They say a lot of times that the abuser is trusted by the parents, right? Gaining the parents' trust. You can see by the look on Sophia's face, the look on Sophia's mother's face, that she's so thrilled that this woman wants to come be Sophia's friend, right? Because Sophia can't find a friend her own age, right? The only friend that she can find is an adult 3 times her age. But as you can see, the mom is so thrilled that makes Sophia more vulnerable, right? Because Sophia's going to completely trust, because look how thrilled the mother is. Now, this next point, this is where it's going to be some kind of investigative work. So there's a common mannerism where if a woman is either flirting or if she's highly attracted to somebody, she may fix her hair or play with their hair, and sometimes without realizing it. So if a woman is talking to a man usually, and she's attracted to this man, she may start to fix her hair and smile a lot. And it's said that women many times don't even realize they're doing it. Sometimes they might, but they may not realize they're doing it. But it's a sign of attraction, of sexual attraction is what it is. So notice how she fixes her hair and how obvious it is when she shows Sophia the turtle earrings that she's wearing. That is the sign of flirting or being attracted to somebody. Just like that. The smile on her face, the playing with her hair, fixing it, that is a sign of flirting. Now let me just play it again. So she's using a flirting gesture or a physical attraction gesture to show the turtle earrings, but that is the clear sign when a woman is attracted to somebody. It's a signal. Now, for those who aren't familiar with this, I'm going to just play a couple videos that explain this better than I can explain it.
Number 4, we have fixing her hair. And I mentioned this in the approaching video, and I know it seems really silly because it's kind of that stereotypical like movie thing that girls do, or TV shows. They're like twirling their hair and being all cutesy, but it's incredibly true. So as silly as it sounds, when a girl is fixing her hair, playing with her hair, touching her hair, it often signals that she's interested in you, and sometimes she might not even realize that she's doing it. I think often this can be a sign of nervousness, the same way any kind of preening would be, like fixing your jewelry if she's messing.
And as you can see on the right, she's fixing her hair and looking cute, right? That's the look of looking cute. Now I'm going to play another one. I just want to play like 3 of these so you can clearly see what I'm saying.
5. She likes you or is flirting. If a woman touches her hair in this way, you are facing a possible conquest. However, studies indicate that a woman can touch her hair up to 200 times a day, so make sure that this action is accompanied by a big smile and a posture open and relaxed.
Notice what he said? So make sure that this action is accompanied by a big smile and a posture open and relaxed. That's exactly what she does. Right after she's playing with her hair, look at the bottom picture, right? A nice, big, flirtatious smile. Now let's take a look at just one more.
She may play with her hair a lot when you are around. She may be fixing her hair a lot. She may, play with her jewelry a little bit, her necklace, her earring, whatever it is. If you notice that she's always like trying to look super nice, well, there's a reason she wants to look super nice. And again, this is especially true if you notice she does this while looking at you or glancing at you.
So if she's always trying to look super nice, there's a reason she's trying to look super nice. And I'm just taking it from the experts, right? This is out of my field, but these are what experts are saying about this gesture of playing and fixing with hair. So now the next thing wrong with this is that she's wearing turtle earrings. Why is she wearing zoo animal earrings? Now, for those in my audience that are women over the age of 18, how many zoo animal earrings do you own? And maybe I'm mistaken as far as what I know, but when I was married, my wife didn't have any zoo animal earrings. And I'm assuming zoo animal earrings, this is like for children. That's just what I'm thinking, like, tigers, zebras, turtles. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I'm assuming that the turtle earrings is not something a typical adult's going to have. So why is she wearing turtle earrings? Well, one thing that the Watchtower got right in their Blob from Outer Space video that's completely ineffective is, you notice the blob from outer space. And why is Caleb's head decapitated and the drawing like, I don't know. The father, his head is not decapitated. Why is the boy's head like a ghost? I don't know. But if you notice that the blob from outer space has a balloon. Well, why does the blob from outer space have a balloon? To draw the kid in, right? This is known for child predators. They find something that the kid likes or that may be appealing to the kid to draw them in. So here, the blob from outer space has a balloon. So Watchtower knows this, right? In their fake video, their ineffective video they put out to pretend that they care, they got that part right. They know that. That's why the blob got a balloon. So why does this woman have turtle earrings? To draw Sophia in. Now, one thing about these subliminal messages is that, and from studying Watchtower, I'm learning a lot about how people to do this, how they operate, is it's like a big puzzle full of clues. There's all these different clues, and it's like being a detective. So one clue that is being put out there is that they're making her star earrings very visible. You see that earrings? It's very clear that she's wearing something different, right? So when this woman first approaches Sophia, as you can see, she's not wearing zoo animals. She's wearing adult earrings. A star is normal. So you can see that this woman does not wear zoo animal earrings normally. So why is it she then is wearing turtle earrings? Because guess what? Sophia likes turtles, right? This woman doesn't got zoo animals in her jewelry in her jewelry collection any more than any of my women subscribers have zoo animals in your jewelry collection. Let me know if I'm wrong. I'll apologize. I'm not trying to make fun if women do that. From what I know, that women don't wear zoo animals. I'm guessing that's more like for children. But as you can see, she's wearing star earrings. She got the turtle earrings. Why? Because Sophia likes turtles. just like the Blob from outer space got a balloon. That's what child predators do. And this is also showing child predators in a Jehovah's Witness religion. They're mapping it out for you, right? You want to get close to a child, gain the parents' trust, find out what the child likes. Oh, they like turtles, show up with turtle earrings or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? Whatever it is, whatever the kid likes. So she got the turtle earrings. She didn't have them before. She's a grown woman. She wore them to draw Sophia in. Now, the next point, and I can guarantee you, I don't care how skeptical you are who are watching this, you're not going to be able to dispute this as the video goes on. So the next thing that's wrong with this is that she's looking at Sophia with googly eyes. And that's googly eyes. Now, for those who aren't familiar with googly eyes, it's an expression when someone is in love or in lust. More so in love is more so like not just like sex, but more so like, but madly in love, madly infatuated, right? It's a look of like, they're just smitten by you. And the term is called googly eyes. Now, for those who aren't familiar with that, I'm going to just show you a couple definitions of this. So this one says, on Valentine's Day, restaurants are full of couples making googly eyes at one another. So you see, it's romantic. This is how you look at someone you're attracted to, romantically, sexually. It's an attraction thing, and the eyes give it away. Now, let's take a look at another one. This one says, having eyes that are very open and staring because of amazement, admiration. If a woman looked at me like that, I would think she wants me, right? That's what I would think. And let's just take a look at one more. Looking visibly admired or smitten with someone. Often said that two people who are romantically interested in each other, right? This is a look of romance. So when I put a cartoon with googly eyes across from her, you can kind of see it more clearly, right? Like, this is the look of smitten. Oh, you're so cute. Oh, I'm in love. That's what that look is. Googly eyes. It's an attraction. Why is she looking at Sophia in that manner? Now, does Watchtower know about googly eyes? Well, this is one of the Watchtower's in-house movies, which they claim is all their production, which we know that sometimes they lie about that. But you can search this movie on jw.org. It's called What is True Love? And the third picture in, there's two women in the middle, but the one that's in third place, she's the main character. And she plays the part very well of having googly eyes. So this shows that Watchtower, they know what this look is. They purposely had this actor do the googly eyes whenever this guy comes around that she likes. So I'm going to play a little clip so you can see what I mean.
Hey Liz, a couple of us are going to see a movie later. Would you like to come? Okay.
Yes.
Great. So tonight, around 7.
Okay.
All right.
That sounds perfect.
See you tonight then.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
So Watchtower knows what googly eyes are. And in fact, that's probably why she got the part to play in this movie, because she acts that very well, the googly eyes. But it's clearly a romantic interest. It's not the look of, oh, I got a part in a theocratic ministry school together. You don't look at someone like you want to jump on them because you got a homework assignment with them. This is a sexual attraction type of a thing. Now, just to make this Well, let me show you another picture. So again, here she is, this guy that she likes, and you see the way she's looking at him, right? That's not the look of, oh, I got a part with you to work on for the Theocratic Ministries. No, that's the look of I want you. And to prove this, just to make it very clear, is all you have to do is swap Sophia's face out with a man. So if we swap Sophia's face out and put the guy from this movie, the JW movie, what does this look like? You can clearly see it. She's in love with him. She wants him. She's sexually attracted to him. She can't take his eyes off of him. Right? All you got to do is swap Sophia's head out and put any guy there. And you can clearly see it for what it is. And just to make this point more clear, let's say that this cartoon JW child predator, picture this, a man looking at Caleb with that look. Obviously, that would be alarm bells right away because, again, they hide it with the gender. If it was depicting a man predator looking at Caleb, it would be obvious. But with Caleb and Sophia, it's harder to see because of the gender thing. But all you got to do, again, swap out Sophia's face with a man's face, and you can see the way she's looking at him. This is not the way you look at a child. Now, one more thing very disturbing about this is, and this is the most disturbing thing in this video, this is the conclusion. So we already know she's looking at Sophia with googly eyes. And I don't know how clear this is going to be when I upload the video, but if you look clearly at Sophia's eyeballs, she's in amazement as she's showing off the turtle, right? So she's kind of looking at the turtle and she's kind of looking at the woman, but maybe more so the turtle, kind of both. Like, the only thing going through Sophia's mind is the turtle and showing the turtle. Look closely at Sophia's eyeballs, her pupils, right? Look at her pupils. Now look at the woman's pupils. You can see, if you look closely, a reflection of Sophia's face and her pupils. Here's the problem with that. Why is there not a reflection of the woman and Sophia's pupils? Because Sophia is not fixated on her. She's just being herself, showing off the turtle. The way they have that reflection of Sophia in this woman's eyeballs, what it's showing is that this woman cannot take her eyes off Sophia. She don't care about turtles. She doesn't like turtles. She couldn't care less about this turtle. She's interested in Sophia. And what you're seeing is that Sophia's reflection in her eyeballs, it's showing that that's the only thing she's staring at. She's deadlocking Sophia. She can't take her eyes off Sophia. But then if you look at Sophia's eyeballs, you're not seeing the same thing. And let me just show you a close-up so you can see it better. And you can see on the right, you can see the reflection of Sophia's face and her eyeball. She's eyeballing Sophia. She cannot take her eyes off Sophia. You look at Sophia's eyeballs, and she's just looking at the turtle. There's no clear reflection of a person because she's not fixated on a person. So why is that one little detail in there? And keep in mind, this is an animated cartoon. So anything in an animated cartoon is all deliberate because they're drawing this stuff in. There's no accidents, right? If it was like real life enactment, you could say maybe the camera just picked up something, but because this is all made up creation, the person to put this sick cartoon together, they went out of their way to say, we're going to put the reflection of Sophia in the woman's eyeball, showing that she cannot take her eyes off Sophia Meanwhile, making that absent from Sophia's eyes. Why the inconsistency? The inconsistency is because it's a subliminal message that this woman is deadlocked on Sophia and can't take her eyes off of her, and she's looking at her inappropriately, and she doesn't even care about the turtle. Right? No more than that blob from outer space, really like balloons that they were showing, right? So why is that there? Can anyone give a reasonable explanation why they put that detail in there? And just to take us a little step further, I'm not going to get deep into it, but when I look closely at this woman's eyeballs and look at the reflection of Sophia, it almost even looks like there could be something like, I don't know, like demonic going on or something. Like I'm not going to mention much on it, but for anyone who wants to look into this further, play the video from the website, get a clear picture of it, like make sure that you can download it clear, and tell me what you're seeing, because you can clearly see the eyeballs of Sophia, but it almost looked like there could be something demonic in there too. But there's no reason for that. That's all subliminal CSA programming. So this is the conclusion, is that in response to the Royal Australia Commission and all that stuff coming out, Watchtower puts out this story of this blob from outer space to pretend, oh, look, we care about child abuse, right? We're training our kids to protect themselves from child predators. Meanwhile, they use a blob from outer space that's not going to be effective, and they know that. So why did they put this video out? Just to pretend that they care, but obviously the blob from outer space is never going to show up, so it's completely ineffective, and a real child predator is certainly not going to turn into dust when you raise your hand up saying stop. So while they put this fake video out there to pretend that they do care about these issues, what they're putting right under the nose of Jehovah's Witness parents is basically, it's completely okay if your child is friends with an adult 3 times their age. Completely okay. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. And then they put all these subliminal messages in there so that it's also paving the way for child predators in this organization, right? Oh, that's how I could get close to a child, right? Oh, they like turtles. Let me get turtle earrings, right? Let me gain the parents' trust. So while grown-ups want to get close to children that have these problems of being child abusers, the organization is showing them how to do it. This is how to do it, right? Find something the child likes is completely okay as long as you are a pioneer, right? Or in this case, they had a part in a theocratic ministry school. So that's an excuse for this woman to now be Sophia's friend. And then they're also making it for children. You're sending the message to children, or Watchtower is sending the message for children, that if you can't find friends your own age because there may not be Jehovah's Witnesses, it's completely okay. Be friends with an adult 3 times your age. Now, why would they do that? Why would they do that? And remember in the video that Sophia said in her own words, she wants to find friends her own age, right? She wants to find friends her own age. So why did Jehovah give her somebody 3 times her age? Why would he do that? When he's Jehovah and he can make anything happen. Now, of course, there's always going to be skeptics, and some people are completely in denial about Watchtower. So if you ignore everything I just said, and you think that everything I mentioned is coincidence, to her flirting, fixing her hair to turtle earrings, like if you think the Sophia and her eyeball, the googly eyes, if you think all that is a coincidence, here's the problem. You see, even if you doubt everything that I just showed you, it's a double-edged sword for people defending Watchtower, because what is clear is that they are promoting, even if you want to deny the CSA stuff and the child grooming that I just showed you, why would they make this lesson that Sophia cannot find a friend her own age and Jehovah gives her an adult woman 3 times her age? Why would they do that? Why would they do that when they have a problem with all these sexual child abuse coming out? Why would they do that? Even if they did that before, they thought, oh, well, maybe this older sister can encourage Sophia. Well, when the organization now has problems with sexual child abuse and these cases are coming out, then it doesn't make any sense if the organization was concerned with this, that they would say, oh, I know what we can do. We're going to encourage young ones to be friends with people 3 times. Oh, it doesn't make any sense. Why are they promoting adult friendships like this if they have a problem with adults sexually molesting children? Then they say, oh, the 2-witness rule. So you want to hold to the 2-witness rule, but then you're telling kids to be friends with adults, putting them in that situation. And then if something happens, oh, well, you have no proof. Well, why would they promote a lesson like this? Why would they encourage this? Why would they encourage children to be friends with adults? It's deliberate. And they put the blue blob story in there to pretend that they care, but they obviously do not care. Because if they cared, they wouldn't be promoting these inappropriate relationships. And I know that people in the organization would sometimes use King David and say, well, King David and Jonathan were friends, and there's like a 30-year-old difference. Now, I might have this wrong. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong about this, but I don't think Jonathan and King David were best friends when David was 8 years old. Right? When you hear about that friendship between Jonathan and David, wasn't David an adult? Right? Or at least a teenager, but he wasn't Sophia's age. That's not the friendship of David and Jonathan. David and Jonathan were adults with a 30-year age difference. There's nothing wrong with the age difference when you're adults, but you can't use the account with David and Jonathan to say that Sophia should be a friends with somebody 3 times her age when you got a problem at CSA in a congregation. So what I looked at so far with Caleb and Sophia is that every video that I looked at has got something weird in it. Everything. It's a lot of weird stuff in these Caleb and Sophia videos. So, and I don't know why the angel either was, worshiping the sun god either when Caleb wasn't playing video games. So there's a lot of hypnotic stuff in these Jehovah's Witness cartoons. But I would ask any Jehovah's Witness and say, hey, if you have a problem with CSA, why are you promoting and opening up the door for children to be vulnerable to be friends with adults? Right? Why couldn't Jehovah, the God of the universe that can do anything, find Sophia a friend her own age when Sophia said, I want a friend my own age? So you see, this is programming. This is making young kids believe there's nothing wrong with an adult that wants to be your friend. And you're paving the way for child predators to know how to do it. Right? Make sure you got the zoo animal earrings, whatever the kid likes. So the next time I do a hypnosis video, which will be part 6, I'm going to cover more so the adult videos on jw.org and dissect, deconstruct the subliminal messages that are sending to adults with their adult movies and content on jw.org.